All right, well, I have determined that I want more out of this carving than I have depth to create. So if you look at the paw, obviously most of this is not complete, but the paw itself is quite large because it's coming towards you. And, it's a dragon and it's going to be bigger than a human by far. And it's laying down, so a lot of its size is obscured. But you can tell by this paw that it's quite large. The tail itself, it's in the right spot, it's going down, so on and so forth. This will get cleaned up soon enough. The wing and so on, it's all there. But if you look at this wing here, it's pretty, and I can put a lot more contour in here, and I can cut back, undercutting all the wing and shadow in here and make it just look great. But I still want more. I would like more depth on this because I haven't made any back cuts yet, so I could get more out of there if it were deeper. So I would do that, but I also want some clouds back here, and that's the challenge to myself for this carving, because I've done all this stuff before, not this particular piece, but dragons and people and bags and boxes and all sorts of rock outcroppings. I've done all that stuff before, and I can manage that. But this right paw, if it were a little deeper, it would be great. Swing a little deeper, it would be great. It's going to get very deep right here. Doesn't seem so at the moment, but this has got to go quite far back because this extension of the wing literally goes at about this angle, or it has to appear that way. So this is going to have to drop back quite a bit. And once I do that, it will eat into some of this space back here. So getting anything to happen back there that isn't this or this part of the wing is tough. Plus, if I had more depth on these two pieces here, I could push them further back and give them more depth to look as well. So what I don't normally do, or rather 99% of the time, I do not add any wood, to the carving itself. But because I want more depth out of this so that I can get my challenge inch to myself, which is clouds and vaporous materials and so on, I do need more depth. So what I've thought to do, what I did was I put this together. Now this piece went from here to here, and then I cut a piece of this stock and added it here. You can tell it's not very clean, but it's going to get there. Maybe you can't tell, it's not very clean. I'll join it tomorrow and it'll be nice, and it'll be the exact size of this. So it's already pretty straightforward on that. I can shave it off and shave off the bottom as well. Then I'll clean it. I'll have to clean this piece, sand it down very clearly and very cleanly. And this knot here won't be a problem. It's actually not that deep, so I could just turn it over, and I probably will just turn it over because this side's very clean. So I could probably just clean this whole side off, plane the top, cut off the sides a bit, and match it up perfectly with this carving. So like I said, generally I don't like adding any wood to the back, but this will add and give me quite a bit more, as you can see. So this particular piece is pretty large, I'm pretty sure. It's it's an inch thick, so that gives me a whole nother, what is that, a quarter inch, so another inch and a quarter to work with for depth, and I can do a whole lot with an inch. So just letting you know and keeping you up to date. I don't normally discuss this. You probably go back to any of my Facebook or other social media posts, and I do not discuss adding wood to the back, primarily because I feel kind of like a failure because I couldn't make it work with what I gave myself. And I know that's probably not true, but I always challenge myself to make it happen with what I've got. But this particular wing was already super small and very thin on all edges. So even if I was a master carver, it would not give me much to begin with. So adding a little more depth and having clouds and stuff will help to contrast the colors of the clouds and the color of the wing. And obviously I'm going to get a lot of scales in here and different colorations because of the depth and the contour of it. But I'm sure I could have done fine with it, but I just want a little more. Since I'm at the back of the carving, I just figured, hey, I'm going to do it. And you guys are my patrons, so you get everything, all the behind the scenes, all the things that it takes to create work. So you can discuss it with whoever you'd like. I'm just not gonna on the other social media posts. This will just be for you guys. So I'll glue that up tomorrow. So I'll work on it tomorrow and give you some more stuff. But then tomorrow night I'll glue it, and by Thursday, or let's see, tomorrow's when. So yeah, by Thursday you guys will be able to see the completed piece. I'll have to be very careful and get tons and tons of clamps to just get every single place that I can. And that's another big point that I'll discuss on Thursday, where it's you really cannot afford to have any gaps between this piece and this piece. So I'll have to glue the whole thing and make sure it's pressing and touching every single spot on the back of this piece so that it glues evenly, straight, and there are no pockets of non-glued material on the between these two pieces. All right, thanks. Bye.